Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish,
keep
guys.
all the good work
The
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
What's happening, people? Welcome one, welcome all. Got a little Friday night special for you guys, but the conversation is not going to be an enjoyable one, I don't think. I think the audience are going to be extremely annoyed during this process as well. But let's do it. What's going on, Cal?
If I speak, I'll get banned for 6 months.
Boy, we're gonna, and we're consciously here going to stay away from just going into the typical conversation about ownership, which I think is getting boring, even though it's all facts and most of the time it's reality. But yeah, we're gonna just try and have this conversation from a lot more. It is what our reality is, so let's just move forward rather than just constantly, going in on the ownership, etc., etc.
Before we move on, though, can I just say one thing?
Go for it.
F off FSG. Just F off. Simple as.
The sentiments
F
ring.
off. F off. Don't want you here, man. Just go. Enough's enough, man.
So I know why you're saying that, and we will touch on that as well, because we have to. We have to. But obviously, the meat of the bone for this conversation, guys, will be apparently Saudi Arabia. And there's a few teams. So I'm just going to call it the Saudi League for now, rather than, because there's apparently more than one team, want to bring Mo, who is the biggest commodity in the Muslim community, football-wise, to Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to lie, Cal. From their point of view, there's not a better player they could chase. So I actually completely understand why they are doing it. From our point of view, which is what we're going to get into, oh my days. Oh my days. So, first of all, Cal, before we chop it up, how did you feel when you actually heard the news that there was a possibility? Because we've kind of been a bit worried about it to a degree as a fan base, lightly for a little while. So, hearing that, it was actually Dave Coop who was the one who, is it Dave Coop? Yeah,
Dave Coombs, I think it might have been.
Yeah. Who was the first person to actually break it, and he's quite reputable, so it's not like it's something you can just be like, like it's some publication is just lying or whatever.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of smoke, even if there's not a full-on fire going. There's got to be some kind of smoke here, right?
I know I get called and labeled negative quite a bit, and fair enough, because I don't think there's really been much to be positive about recently. And not even to throw a curveball here, bro. I'm not actually worried about this. Like, I understand that they want him. I genuinely don't think Mo wants to leave Liverpool yet. Now, granted, if we were to have another bad season and they come in for next summer, I'm about as worried as you can get. Right now, I'm not worried. And no disrespect to the Saudi League or to the country. I just don't think Mo wants to leave Liverpool without breaking a few more records. And I think those records are in sight. And as great a player as Mo is, like, he's aware of the records he's breaking. He's aware of the records that are close as well. He knows he's not going to catch Ian Rush. That's just like insurmountable at this point. But the other records, they're achievable in my opinion. For me, with Mo, since he's been in a club, he's been extremely loyal. And it's weird because a lot of our fan base have always been like, we can always sell Mo. Mo would leave if this came in or that came in. Mo's been as low as it gets. Even his agent. Remember that season where we were, well, not last season, the season before, where we were like, is he going to sign a contract? Is he not? His message throughout the whole thing was as clear as day. He never wavered. It never seemed like he was trying to play the club or like play teams against each other. He's always been of, I'm Liverpool. I want to be at Liverpool. I love this club. But what was telling for me was his tweet at the end of the season. And for me, this is Liverpool's last season to prove that we're a serious club to him, in my opinion. But not just him, Virgil, Ibu. I'm not even, if I'm not mistaken, Harvey Elliott's even come out and talks about signings and all that. So obviously I touched on signings and lack of and all that. But as far as Mo goes, bro, I'm genuinely not worried. And look, this could come back to bite me in the arse, innit? It's like, but at this point, I'm not like he's the last person or one of the last people I'm worried about Liverpool losing this summer.
From a completely non-Liverpool point of view, I could see why they would. From where we're sitting from, I get where you're coming from. And I know what you mean. Like, I wouldn't be too worried about Mo either. Mo is one of the most low players that we've got in our squad. I know he was handsomely rewarded with a bumper contract, but he didn't allow the lure of PSG and Real Madrid and all the other clubs that were like fully interested in it and would have took him at a heartbeat. He didn't let the normal allure of that draw him out. Because he could have still got that wages at another club, but he would have just been at a club that could have been seen as bigger than Liverpool, etc., etc. i.e. Real Madrid.
That's what I was going to say as well, bro. Like, I know we got 300. Is it 350s on, or is it 300 he's on?
350, yeah.
Like, again, big salary for Liverpool. Never dipped in that water before. But bro, Saka's getting 350. It seemed like at Arsenal, and he's what, 21.
Which is ludicrous, isn't it?
De Gea was on mad money at Man United. Sancho and all that. Like, he could have easily left and got more money. At virtually any top club he would have gone to, he'd have got more money. If we sold him to Chelsea, he'd get more than 350. If we sold him to Arsenal, he'd get more than 350. Man City, more than 350. Man United, more than 350. Bloody Tottenham would pay him around the same as us. Like, PSG obviously would. Real Madrid, he knows all of this, but he still decided to stay. So for me, money is important to him, as it should be, like it is to everyone in the world. But I don't think it's a determining factor for him. And again, I think that's another thing we have in our favor.
Here's the thing though, bro. And it kind of leaks a little bit into the conversation we had the other day, on Monday. This ain't just a bit of a pay rise.
Yeah,
bro. Bro, I'll be quite honest with you. If Benzema just walked into £77 million a year, Mo Salah's walking into £100 million a year. I gotta just keep it a buck, bruv. He is the most supported, followed, adored Muslim player.
I don't know about
in
100.
the world.
I reckon about 80.
Bro, anything even close to Benzema, never mind more than it, is a different type of money, bro, that we're talking about here.
So how much you say Benzema's on 78, yeah?
77, I think it is, yeah. 77
so, let me quickly do the calculation. 77.
Because what you got to remember as well is, even though Benzema is an absolute baller, he's not really a commercial, like, especially when he had all that controversy around him and all that stuff. Like, Mo Salah is like, you know, I know they don't do, how much is it? How much is it?
1.48 mil a week.
Okay, so he'd be earning more tax-free as well. Tax-free as well, Cal. So he'd be so Mo Salah will be earning the type of money that the money's on now doesn't even. It's like wiping your ass with, kind of like it's not even.
You see how I'm trying to do this fitness thing? I'm gonna aim to try and play in the Saudi league for a year, bro.
I'm never gonna lie, bro. It would be a pleasure.
But 30 grand a week. Look, if Benzema is on 1.5 mil, I must be able to squeeze 30 grand a week, bro.
No, it's true. It's actually true.
I'm gonna go for it.
But yeah, commercially, way bigger than Benzema. So straight away, there's more eyes, more pull. I think people underestimate the fact that Mo Salah goes into the Messi, Ronaldo category. He's just below them. They are bigger than him, but he goes into that category of stardom. I don't think people actually quite understand. Like, it's crazy how commercially that viable he is.
I don't think Liverpool fans
Yeah,
understand.
mate. Well, Premier League. Let's just say I don't think the Premier League fans understand.
Yeah.
I think everyone outside of England realizes just what a superstar this guy
Yeah.
actually is in terms of like being a poster, pin-up type of guy, not just a good footballer like Benzema is. Like, I mean, like billboards. He's in magazines. Like, I mean, like he is that guy.
No
Do you know what I'm saying?
controversy.
No, yeah. Proper
None.
family, stand up. That's what I'm saying. Like Benzema's got all that madness he was
But the
involved in.
most
And
controversial thing Salah does is take a picture of a Christmas tree.
yeah, that's it.
Like, that's it.
That's it. And I've seen plenty Muslims who've said, look, it isn't intrinsically tied into Christianity. It's kind of just a British cultural thing. So I
Yeah.
guess he's just embracing the country he's living at the moment. The same way where we would wear a burqa or something like that. Like he's kind of like just paying respect, so to speak. Because we gotta be honest, even as Christians, but we know the Christmas tree ain't nothing to do with Christianity. It's not.
Yeah.
People will remix it and do all that stuff, but it's just a tradition in America and England and a few other Western world parts where it's just part of a holiday, but as you call it, like so.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that there are little Muslims that are like, look, Mo's not disrespecting us and our religion. He's just been embraced in the culture of the country he lives in, like a lot of people would do in other scenarios. You know, if a woman wears a sari to an Indian wedding, she's not taking liberties. She's embracing the culture of the event she's going to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you can just have that respect. Do you know what I'm saying? So, bro, this guy is like would be the biggest thing for this league, and that's what worries me, Cal. That's why I think that they might actually do a real enticing offer that we can't, as a club, say no to. And I mean real money, bro. I mean real money. Because let's be honest, they've got the money to do whatever's necessary. If they've got to put 200 mil on the table for a player with 3 years left on his deal, they've got the money to do that without a problem, bro. So I ask you this, Cal. Let's go from 150 up is the amount offered, because that would be the minimum, 150. Let's be real. We know that's the minimum we're being offered from the Saudi League for a player with 3 years left in his contract, as valuable as Mo's salaries. In fact, 150 isn't even 175. I'm going to start the conversation at real. I'm going to do the bidding thing. 175 for an absolute superstar, and he's got 3 years left on his deal. And he's only 30 as well. Let's be honest. In the Saudi League, a 30-year-old is like a 25-year-old. Let's be real. That's no disrespect to that league. Mo in that league has at least 4, 5, 6 years left in him. We just know he does. Bro, 175 up. How much do you understand where Liverpool are coming from, if accepted? And do you yourself believe that type of money is something you just cannot say no to?
How much what would I think of Liverpool if they accepted it?
Yeah, we'll do one each. So first of all, we'll start with the other one. So we'll go with your take and then we'll go to the thingy. So how much do you believe that would be too hard to turn down?
It's priceless. I know, and I'm not even just saying that to try and be awkward, bro. Like, I ain't selling it for no money. I could say it in pat word, I could add some spice to it, but like, I'm not selling him, bro. There's 3 players in my opinion in this squad who are untouchable, and there's a couple more on the cusp of that. He's one of the untouchable. Alisson, him, and Trent are untouchable. Konate's knocking on the door. The rest I'd potentially listen to offers for. But Mo, absolutely not. No. Not with the situation we're in. You see, if we had a full squad and we maybe only needed 1 player here or 2 players, maybe I'd give you a price drift. But with the situation we're in, where we need another 2 midfielders minimum, a centre-back and a right-back, and 1 more attacker, and then we're going to go sell our best attacker. No.
No, I fully agree with you. I think Mo is priceless. I've said this before. We've argued with like Matt about this when he said Mbappe and the eyes have gone up with you sort of, and things like that. Like, I get those conversations. They're fun. The thought of Mbappe playing for Liverpool is absolutely dreamy. But like Mo is Mo, as you said. Like, I agree with you. Those 3 players are absolute generational world beater players that are indispensable in this team. And you're right. And Virgil used to be in that conversation. It's a shame he's not anymore. But like, they are absolutely indispensable members of this squad. And without those players, the problem is you can't go and get another one of those players. That's even more what the issue is. There's no one in world football that is of that ilk, of that level, who you can go and be like, oh, well, we could sell him and then we can go and get him. It's just not possible.
So let's break it down, Andrew. All right, we need a right back. But let's say we don't sell Salah. This is still what we need if Salah stays, right?
Yeah,
A
because
right
you know
back,
the conversation has to come on to that after. But yeah, go on.
yeah, right back, a right back, a centre
It's gonna
back,
get sticky.
CM ×2, and I'd say a wide player still. One more wide player.
And in brackets, and +1 in midfield, like next to that too, a +1. Like if you were taking the absolute ideal scenario of what it should be, yeah.
But that's 5 players we need. But even if we sold Salah for 200 mil, that adds another winger on, and you can't just go and get like another like an 18-year-old or 19-year-old winger. It's got to be someone so certified, or 2 players so certified that you turn around and go, okay, Salah's going, but we can spread his goals and assists around these 2 players potentially.
Like Harry Kane.
It just, probably, I'll be honest, it ain't happening.
I know.
But shall I tell you why it doesn't even work with Harry Kane, bro? Because you're lopsided. You bring in Harry Kane, you've got Harry Kane, Nunes, and Jota through the middle, and you've only got and then you've got Gakpo and Diaz for the left. Who's on the right, bro?
See, here's the thing. As much as I completely agree with you that Mo Salah is untouchable in our team, there's 1 or 2 certain players that I would be willing to understand with. And Harry Kane would be one of them. A year younger, just as proven of a goal scorer. You're switching your issues around, but you're still not at a disadvantage. Because if you can go and get a right winger that's creative, you may not have the exact of Mo, but now you've got Harry Kane in the box, you're still going to get the same outlay. So I have to try and come at it from that angle as well, being sensible, just with the odd player. Do you get what I mean? That I think there is, like the Mbappe thing, I'm still not even sure about. As much of a great player as he is, I'm still not as sure about whether Mbappe replacing Salah would be anywhere near a good idea. But because
you
Kane
say he's easily world class, and
no, he is. But I think it's a different position in the field. It's a position in the field where we're already okay in. So then you're creating more issues because you can't put Mbappe down the middle. You can't. Even he said, I only really want to play off of the left. That's my position in the team.
I mean, Mbappe played off the right at the beginning of his PSG career and played it pretty well.
Yeah, but I don't think he was a goal threat when he was on the right, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't.
He was more creative, though, if you've got Harry Kane.
Oh, Kane and Mbappe. Oh, my God, Cal, you just moved the needle into a whole
That's not going to happen, though. I mean,
oh, my days.
Harry by himself is going to cost 80 mil minimum, in my opinion.
Well, we'd never get both of those two because the amount of wages that Mbappe would want would be out of this world. But it's like Saudi Arabia League money. That's what he wants, like £1 million a week, bro. It's ridiculous. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm just mean like, and it's weird. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I would rather keep Mo. But my brain has to use the logic to understand there are a few players in the world that if you can get so let me give you the example. You're the board. You're the Liverpool board right now.
Don't insult me like that, but go true.
I don't know if what I'm saying here is factual in any way, shape, or form. I'm just going off of assumptions and using a bit of intelligence I've built up across the years. Liverpool and Tottenham have no real beef. So I think of all the clubs in the Premier League, we may be at the bottom of the list of hated clubs by Daniel Levy. I know we beat them in the Champions League final, and I know we took Diaz, but I think I still don't believe
you shady things to Spurs.
I still think that they would hate Chelsea, Arsenal, and I think Man United might be the only club that they don't hate more than us. I reckon they hate City more than us. I think I'll say Man United is the only club they hate less than Liverpool, if you get what I mean. Like I still think we're at the bottom. So if at all we could possibly make something happen, a lot more than your Chelsea and Arsenal could. Do you get what I mean? Of like trying to do anything with Tottenham. So if we give the amount of money that is necessary to like get him, so we're the Liverpool board right now. And let's just work in an absolute scenario where they've made 1 or 2 offers and we've said no. And then they've realized they've got to shake the bush. Yeah, they have to unless.
Hold on, are we assuming Salah's been sold here? Yeah.
No. I'm about to give you the scenario of of whether we make our decision to sell him as the Liverpool owners, board, whatever. 255 million, all up front, no installments. Bang! They knock on the door. Here's their third offer. They've done 170. We've said no. They've done 210. We've said no. They come back. They're like up front, no payments. Bang! Bush 255, all in. Boom. You got 24 hours to make your decision. But this is a very realistic thing. I think this is very realistic from the Saudis to get Mo.
Not 255.
Bro, to get Mo Salah. Bro, they'll pay whatever they need, bro. Money is no option to these.
255, bro. I think the most they'll do is 175.
Bro, I think you're underestimating how much they would want this guy in their league, bro. Like, think about it, bro.
255's a hell of a lot of money, Drew.
We thought 295 was a lot until PSG did it with Neymar. That's the reality. Like, they actually did it, bro.
Yeah, but Neymar was how old? And plus that was a release clause.
But their money had to go around FFP and all that stuff. We're talking about people who ain't got to worry about nothing, Cal. They can offer whatever it takes, really, bro. How was it 33 trillion in general? I heard the type of money the whole league has. Like, come on, bro. They can offer whatever we want, bro. Let's be honest, bro. Let's keep it about
mad. I can't lie.
I actually think this is the type of scenario, Cal, honestly, where they could actually say, set your price, and Liverpool could just give them a blank check. I'm not joking, bro. And we're talking about a commodity like Mo Salah. I actually think it's a situation, bro, where they would, and he's still in his peak. He's not an old boy. He's still in his peak. Bro, I honestly believe we could get 250 for Salah. I really do. Let me know in the comments, people. Let me know in the chat. Like,
yeah.
For argument's sake, 255, bro. All up, no installments. Bang, there you go. They put £82 million a year for a 3-year deal on the table for Mo as well. So he knows he's cooking already. He's already agreed to personal terms. Boom, 255. We're in a board meeting, bro. We've seen this check. We've seen this facts come through. Talk to me, bro. What's your initial feeling?
As in, I still wouldn't accept it.
You wouldn't?
No.
No, if you're the board, not you now. You're the board. You're coming at it from a business angle now. Now you've got to take your fan emotion out of it and come at it from a business angle.
Even from a business aspect, I still wouldn't sell. And the reason I wouldn't is the amount of eyes and the commercial commodity he is for Liverpool. The fact that from a business aspect, everyone in the world will know that we've just received 250 mil, so they're going to put all their prices up by 25%. Replacing him in all aspects of a footballing standpoint is going to be the hardest transfer replacement we've had since Fernando Torres. And we'll be doing it at a time where we need so many other positions sorted out. No.
Okay.
And the way I'd look at it is the reason why I'd say no as well now is because I think if they come back in for him next year, and let's say the offer was 255 and they came back in for him next year, it gives us a year to potentially prepare for that and look around and scout properly. But we can still recoup a lot. If they're willing to offer 255 this year, we can 210 next year. For 45 million, he's worth keeping for another season, in my opinion.
I agree with that. But let's go with the premise that it's now or never. Like, they're not going to do we'll come back thing. It's like, right, they put this offer down. If you're not going to accept this, we're going to go spend the money elsewhere. Like, we won't need him kind of thing. So let's go with that premise for the sake of argument. Now, this is where I understand where you have to take the brunt of a lot of abuse, because when you play the devil's advocate, people seem to think that it's you who's the one whose idea is. Therefore, you get the brunt of it.
You should read the comments.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna get attacked a little bit for this now.
Yeah. Oh, you will. You
but playing the devil's advocate thing on this, then, bro. Yeah, we've got 100 mil left to spend as a club. Let's say now. So we look at this offer
right now.
Yeah, like right now, I'd probably say at a stretch.
If we're lucky.
If that. Yeah, 75 million then. We've got 75 million.
Pushing it, bro. I reckon about 23 million.
It fucking better not be. So
Probably
let's
is.
go 75 mil for the sake of argument, and then you're putting this 250 on top, and it's guaranteed to be going back into the playing squad now because it's Mo Salah who has to now be replaced. So now we go to around the 330 budget, 320, 330 budget on our transfers, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Playing devil's advocate, you can actually make the squad world class if you spend your money right. If you spread 330 million pound across 4 to 5 different positions, like you truly can go and get 50, 60 mil players for each position, bro. Which means that you are effectively massively bolstering the overall quality of your squad. So that being said, let's just quickly have a run through what we could do in terms of for each position based on 60 mil per player roughly. Just to see at the end of this whether this is something that would be feasible. So, right wing, who are you spending the money on to get your first team replacement straight out the bat to replace Mo?
Bloody hell. Saka would have been my first choice, but Saka's not happening.
No, he's staying now.
It's gonna have to be Diaby.
And do you think we could pick him up for about 50 to 60 million roughly?
I reckon 60 mil gets you Diaby.
Cool. Boom. Okay, so we've got Diaby now. So that's one player down.
Right, so I'm writing this down. So Diaby,
Cool.
60,
That's,
yeah.
yeah.
So that crosses off one of the right wings.
Yeah, and now we're down to 270 in terms of our budget, right?
Yeah.
But we've got Mo replaced.
Yeah.
I put that in rabbit fingers.
Yeah.
So now let's move into the midfield now. What
Should we look
midfield?
at right back first? Should we look at right back first?
All right, yeah, because that's probably a little bit more integral too, because we can put
Yeah.
Trent in midfield. All right, so let's go to right back. So now we got 50 or 60 mil we can play with for this proper replacement at right back now, bro. Does that slightly start to change your outlook on why the money could help us in? Because now we're not going to be scrimping around for he might work right back. With this type of money, we can now pretty much shop for most right backs. Like it's actually even realistic for Hakimi and players like that. If you've got 60 million.
I don't think Hakimi would be realistic. Didn't he cost PSG something like 80 mil? So
I mean that caliber of player now for 60 million is realistic though, right?
So here's the
because
question.
I don't even think PSG would sell Hakimi, so not him, but players of that caliber though.
But here's a question I ask you, and this is not even to play devil's advocate or anything. What bad boy right backs are out there?
There's not that many.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. There's not that many.
I'll be real with you. For me, it'd still be Kyle Walker or Kyle Walker-Peters.
I mean,
my argument for Monday still stands.
But he's not realistic.
My argument for Monday still stands. I want a defensive right back.
I would take Trippier. It's not realistic. Newcastle don't need to sell. Yeah, I'm saying I would take Trippier.
You want to pick beef with Newcastle?
No, I'm just thinking of all the right backs in the world.
Oh, brother, you crazy. You're not even playing devil's advocate. You're playing Satan's little brother.
Yeah, I know you don't want to pick off, but I'm just trying to think about all of the right backs that I think would be of a good enough quality to come and play at Liverpool. Do you get what I mean?
I honestly think. Look, here's the thing. Sometimes we look at transfers like you have to buy the transfer and that's it. You'll never be able to make transfers again. But Kyle Walker-Peters or Kyle Walker work for me perfectly because you get a season to assess how they go, especially for Kyle Walker-Peters. You get a season. If he doesn't kick on as much as we want him to, then you've got a very solid backup right back, and you can who's homegrown, HG. You know how we do.
Yeah.
And then next season you can go and get someone even better potentially. Yeah,
I hear you. All right, so that means we've saved money now. Then let's put Piqué down at 20 mil because I think we could get him for 20.
I'd have said 15, but because of this extra money, and they know we've got the money. Yeah.
English tax and all that. Yeah. So let's just go 20 mil for Walker-Peters. So now we're down to 240, but we've got two positions in the team filled now for first choice. We've got our right wing and our right back set now first choice. So now centre back then. Let's get our centre back. We've got 240. So now we can start playing in the bigger league again, 50, 60 mil. Maybe now we can start to outlay for a centre back. We can start looking at Kim and defenders like this now. We got that type of money now. We can actually start to shop a bit more. So who you thinking for centre back if we've got like a lot more
who I
money to
want for
play
centre
with?
back.
Go on. Well, I mean, you know,
Gavardio.
80. So we got to go 80 then.
So how much is left if we go Gavardio?
160 then. If we go Garvado. So we're down to 160 now. But now we've got centre back, right back, and right wing hooked up.
So Gavardio 80 mil, yeah.
Yeah, 80.
How much? How much we got left?
We got 140.
Hold on. So it's 330.
No, 160. I'm just doing quick maths in my head, but 160, right?
No, 170. Because if we had 330 and we took 160 away.
No, we had to take 80 away, remember, because Garvado's 80.
So
we had 330. We had 330. Then we went down to 270. Then we went down to 250. Yeah, yes, I was right. Yeah.
No. DRB 60.
Oh no, you're right. 270.
Yeah.
270. Yeah, you're right. 270. Yeah. So we got 270, but now we've got centre back, right back, and right wing first team covered. And so 170.
The list I've got would be another winger and
2 more central midfielders.
Because we still need a backup for DRB now. Because Salah's gone, we still need a backup for DRB.
Yeah, and 2 more central midfielders.
For 170. For 270.
We got 170 left. But we can do this. We can do this.
170.
We can do this, bro. We can actually do this. So let's spend 70 mil on our next midfielder. Because this is the first teamer. This is the guy coming in to be that guy with Trent, McAllister, and the likes of. So let's spend 70. And then we got 100 mil left to get our third midfielder and our backup right back. I think that's sensible.
No, we've already got backup right. We've already got right back.
Backup right wing, sorry.
Can I cheat then? Can I go 100 mil for Rice?
You can if you want. All right, let's do that then.
Rice, 100.
I actually think it might be 110 to get Rice now. There's a bidding war.
Nah, we'll get him for 100. 100 straight up cash.
No, but City's involved now, Cal. So
City, bro. 100 upfront cash, bro.
Well, City are offering 80 up front.
We'll offer 90 up front. 100 mil all in.
All right, 100 mil. All right, boom.
And Declan knows he starts at Liverpool.
We're putting 100 on Declan.
100 down on Declan. So that's 70 left, yeah?
That's 70 left to get our third midfielder and to get our cover at right wing. Can we do this with 70 now? Realistically, yeah.
Yeah. Light work.
I think the wing is going to be a bit of a struggle. I know we've got Kone, Kefram, and a few 30 to 40 more players that we could put in the middle. Right wing, I think, could be a bit of an issue though at that price. Wingers come at a premium. Do you get what I mean? So what we doing? We going Kone 35 or Kefram 40 then for that other midfield, or is there somebody that you're? Because you know what I'm kind of leaning towards a bit right now. Now I'm leaning to we don't go numbers, we don't go quantity, we go quality. I'm putting that whole 70 on Szoboszlai. He covers both right wing
I'm just about to say that.
Well, great man speaker, like
yeah.
That's what I'm doing, bro.
Hold on. The only thing with that though, I know we've got Declan. We ain't really got another ball winner in that midfield though.
But Trent is a ball winner, bro. We putting Trent in midfield, remember?
He's not a ball winner like that.
Bro, he's been a defender all his life. He can do this, bro. 100% he can do this. He's got Declan behind him and he's got McAllister next to him. Bro, this midfield we just built is Declan holding, Trent right side 8, McAllister left side 8.
Can I make a change?
We are fucking cooking.
Can I make a change?
God,
Can I take Gavardio out and put in an Asio for 35?
Because you want to spend that money somewhere else.
It gives us another 45 to play with, yeah. Rice is is 100. So
yeah.
So 35. So that gives us.
I think do you think you might have to go up to 40 for Inacio just to be honest, like to be realistic?
No, I think his release clause is 35.
Oh no, 38, isn't it?
Let's go 40 then.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side. So we got 40 mil left from Garvado now instead of the 80 that we spent on him. So now
We got
we've
110.
got. So are we still getting Szoboszlai now?
All right, so for 110, we still need a centre midfielder and a winger. I mean, I'd go Szoboszlai and Kone.
Oh, so you want to bring in another midfielder as well?
Szoboszlai covers 2 positions, isn't it?
He does, but I thought he was going to do Szoboszlai and then a more natural right winger. That's what I thought. But you're thinking, nah, just do the whole.
Szoboszlai and Kone.
I can go for that. I saw Kone playing today. He was balling out for the under-21.
Oh, bruv. Do you know, shout out to Jade Activist, one of our regulars and biggest supporters. He sent me a message on Twitter and it almost brought a little tear to my eye. He said, you deserve your flowers for this Kone talent ID. It's about time I start getting some. Everyone throws up the Ronaldinho thing, the Mbappe thing. I need to start getting my flowers for some of the talent things I've spotted.
I'm trying my hardest to not do the recency bias thing or whatever, because I literally watched the game today. So I'm still trying to put all of the information I had in my brain before into it. But I'm not gonna lie, I think Kone is the better player. I do.
Well,
I actually
he
think,
is right
I
now.
actually
I just think Thuram's got a higher ceiling.
Yeah, but even that isn't even something that I necessarily, because I think Kone just looks so much more comfortable on the ball that, like, I just don't even think can Thuram actually get that good. He's good at other things that are better than.
Was Kone that? Oh, my
but
boy.
Kone, when Kone's dribbling, he's gliding, bro. Like, he just glides. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just glides with it. And when you're talking about a ball carrier, you need the player who's. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna lie.
Was he playing as a 6 or 8 today?
He was kind of being a little bit flexible. If he, like, he was making tackles and he was getting up. But what's mad is, I actually think that Kone, I watch Kone now and he looks like what I thought we were getting when we bought Naby. That excellent dribbler, glides with the ball, runs past people easily. He's got what I thought Naby was going to be, bro. He genuinely does. Like, you know when somebody's dribbling and they get to the ball just in time to not be injured, but to make sure you give the foul away. You know, they've always got that little extra touch. You think you're gonna get there, and they've got that little. He's got that, bro. He's got the long stride, the glide, and the graceful dribbling. Because I don't think that Thuram is graceful. And that's why I said that I liken it a little bit to Caicedo in terms of, like, their ability to carry the ball, because I think he's that rough and ready with it. I don't think he's graceful. Kone's graceful with it. Do you get what I mean?
I don't know.
There is a difference.
I don't know, Drift. I think you're doing Thuram a little bit of a disservice there,
I could be. I think he's brilliant.
Thuram's nice on the ball still. He's nice on the ball.
No, I think he's nice with the ball, but I don't think he's graceful with the ball. Whereas I think Kone's graceful.
I think he can be, It depends on the game. I think he can be.
From what I've seen, I think he's just more like of a powerful dribbler runner more than a graceful runner. And that's not to say I don't think he's got tech or anything. Of course.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? But, like, I just prefer the way Kone looks in the game. Maybe I'm doing the whole, like, I'm old school in it, the eye test and all that. I just think I like the way Kone looks more in a game. He looks more like Ginnable, watch, like that kind of thing. Like he'll turn on the edge of his own box and drop a shoulder and beat a man, and before you know it, he's running down on the goal, and it's a 3-on-3. That Kone's got more of that about him, and I like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for me, that but he hasn't got the physical presence that Kefram has, so that's why there are differences.
He's just as physical as Thuram, though.
I don't know. Thuram seems to be more imposing physically on the game, though. When you watch, he throws it. No, but not like that. I think he throws his weight around more as well. Like, he's more willing to, like, get physical with you, whereas Kone's more like, I'll just, like, do a little drop. But he doesn't really do like.
No, you need to watch Kone more, bro. Ask Bellingham about Kone, bro. Kone gets physical.
No, I know he can get down if he needs to.
No, Kone gets down, bro.
There's a reason them to he feels more graceful. It was cool seeing them both play together today still.
Kone gets down, bro, when he needs to.
He was sacrificed when they went down to 10 men. That's the only reason he came off, because France went down to 10 men. And I'm going to try
and watch the game. Do you reckon the game I should be able to catch it on replay, right?
Because it's an app, I would hope that they would have, like, access to it. Yeah. It was a good game. It was actually a good game. I don't know if you know the
did they
winner. I
play?
won't tell you if you're gonna watch.
No,
It was
you can
Italy.
tell me. You can tell me.
It was Italy. Tonale was on one side, obviously.
Oh,
You know, that's the guy that I want. And
Don't even get
you
me
know what I mean?
started
And
on
now
that.
he's going Newcastle, bruv. They took top 4. Now they're gonna take Tonale. He's actually turning into a fuck Newcastle. Like it really is, bruv. And I knew it
told
was
you
gonna
wouldn't take
happen.
them.
I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't think it would happen this quickly, bruv.
I don't even say F Newcastle. It's not even like anyone else went in for him. Let's be real,
No,
bro.
but now we're getting in.
We thought his AC till he died.
Yeah, I know. But look, this is what happens when you're willing to test the waters, right? When you got ambition, bruv. This is what I'm talking about. And they're getting him for 55 mil with add-ons. I thought to pull him out of Milan would have been 80, 90 mil easy. They're getting him for 55 with add-ons.
But at this
We
point,
can get involved in them type of conversations, Cal.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if Liverpool aren't making money on the side, just being a scout for other clubs.
I wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't ever be surprised at this point. But I'll be honest with you, like,
me, bro.
I'm sure you saw. I'm pretty sure you saw my tweet where I just like I was told all year Rice will only go to a London club. I've been told all year Caicedo will only go to a Champions League team. Where they're gonna both end up, it seems. Like, and again, bro, I'm not sitting there saying, I'm not even sitting there saying you go and spend 100 mil on any player or 90 mil. Sometimes you have to move the needle. We moved the needle with Darwin. We did. We moved the needle with Darwin. Some of us agreed, some of us didn't agree. But you know, we bloody moved the needle, innit? Move the needle. If there's ever a summer where you need to move the needle because you haven't even been needling the last few years, this is the one. You can't sit here and throw out all these excuses, and when these things come back to bite you in the arse, you sit there and act like you didn't see what was happening. It's ridiculous at this point. And I'm not even going to sit here and do the whole owner bashing. I'm not going to do the Klopp bashing. But between all of them, they need to get their act together. They really need to get their act together, because this summer, we let this summer pass us by. We're done for a good little while. I don't want to hear about Klopp can work miracles and all that. I don't give a toss. Like, this is the summer where we needed to go and do what we did. But we just did a little fantasy with regards to if we sold Salah. But I'll be real with you. Barring Rice, we should be able to get every other player on that list this summer. Yeah, we should be able to go and get Diaby. We should be able to go and get Kyle Walker-Peters. We should be able to get Inacio. We should be able to get Kone. We should be able to get Szoboszlai. Those things shouldn't be beyond Liverpool Football Club this summer.
Not in the.
Agate should have been ours as well. So if you're not going to go and get a Rice, you could have gone and get an Agate. Bro, at this point, I'm going to be real with you. I'll take an Amrabat. If you're telling me Amrabat's 35, yeah, I'll take Amrabat. Yeah.
We've been offered him, apparently.
And again, no disrespect
25.
to Flacco. Love Flacco. One of my favourite players since he's been at Liverpool. But bro, I'm going to be real with you. If we can recoup 35 for Flacco or 30 mil for Flacco and sell him and bring in Amrabat, I'm sorry, I'm doing it.
I hear where you're coming from for the good of the team. I hear
for the good of the team. I love Flacco. I love the guy. He's been my favorite DM as a Liverpool fan, and I've seen Harman, I've seen Mascherano, like I've seen some DMs at Liverpool. He for me is my favorite one, but from what I've seen, we have to move him on. I'm more than happy with an Amrabat this summer. If you telling me we can't get a Diaby, Kyle Walker-Peters, Inacio, Kone, Szoboszlai, and an Amrabat this summer, where next summer we'd only need 1 or 2 players, then I don't know what to say anymore.
Well, I'll talk to you about, and we obviously, guys, we will get back to the Salah thing, but obviously this tangent is necessary. Another one of your boys, bruv, came off the bench today, who I've heard is going for around 50 million if you're serious. Shirky.
Well, no comment.
I mean, I'm quite surprised he was on the bench, but still came on, did his thing, baller. Like, there are so many players out there we should be realistically.
I'm hearing Shirky wants Real Madrid though, and he wants and they want him.
I mean, what are they trying to do? Get a teenage crash going over there or something? How many teenagers do they want? My God,
they want a rebuild drift. They've got ambition.
I know, but you can't put too many young players in one team. It's going to end up being like their whole midfield is just going to be teenagers, bro.
No, I think Shirky would play on the wing for them to begin with.
Do you think so? Is he good there though?
Yeah.
Because he was playing centrally when he came on today.
Yeah, he's good, man.
And I mean, if he's gonna play wide, would wide right be like? It's not even necessarily like
Wide right would be where he plays.
I don't know. Yeah, you know more
Remember,
about
he's
him than
coming
I
at
do.
first to be an understudy in it, and then go from there.
Mm.
Real
Yeah, I
Madrid
mean,
really they need to sort their strike situation because them even getting Mbappe still doesn't resolve Benzema leaving.
them getting Mbappe is a weird decision based
It
on the actual team. They want
doesn't
the
make
superstar of a player, I get that, but it doesn't actually make sense within the back. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mbappe and Vinicius doesn't work. It
I'm
just
gonna ask
it
not who's the better player, who would you rather have in your team? Mbappe or Vinicius?
I think Mbappe has a way better output, which goes into the bracket of makes more sense and is more
There's a
of an
way better
asset.
output in France.
I know, but he's done it in the World Cup as well, though. So we got to just assume that it doesn't matter where he is, he'll be able to do it. Do you know what I mean? Until proven otherwise. I think you'd get 30 to 40 goals a season minimum out of Mbappe if you've got a good team. Like he's that level. He'd be the output king like how Salah is. Who's more scary of a player, though, I think is Vinicius. I just think there's something about Vinicius. He just destroys every single right back he comes up against. That's why I think Kyle Walker should get more flowers because it's the only player he hasn't been able to destroy. Like Vinicius he's been carrying Real Madrid for a long
Yeah, he
time,
does.
you know. Like it's crazy, bro. Like Vinicius is and the crazy thing is Vinicius would be cheaper. Of the two players, Vinicius would be the cheaper. So I think the one thing you'd have a little bit of an advantage trying to go for Vinicius over Mbappe is Mbappe still hasn't had that Madrid experience, which he's still constantly was looking for, and it's always going to be the Beyonce in the distance, like you ain't good enough, I want Beyonce kind of thing. Because Vinicius has won everything there is to win, and he's so to speak, you know, had that craving, you know, taken away. I think he would be more if the move is right, willing to move because he's got that Real Madrid thing under his belt now, countless Champions Leagues, wins, medals,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So I think he might be more of a guy you could get, look, come and have a new experience now in a different league kind of thing. So he's probably more realistic even
I
to get
pray to
Vinicius.
God he doesn't look at Man City.
That's our mad thing. Because in my opinion, what Real Madrid would need to do is go and get Harry Kane and Mbappe. And Mbappe
Yeah.
plays left and then you sell Vinicius. It doesn't make sense to me that you bring Mbappe in to play with Vinicius. They're too similar. They play on the same side. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think the balance works. I honestly think they'd be so lopsided it could be a hindrance rather than a help. They need to go and get a proper number 9 and Mbappe would be replacing Vinicius. Do you know what I'm saying?
If I'm going to be honest, if I'm Real Madrid, I understand the allure of Mbappe. Obviously, he's world class. He's phenomenal. As you said, they've got a world class, phenomenal player in that position already. Yes, Mbappe is better, but not by such a distance where you're like, we have to get him.
Yeah.
I'd keep Vinicius. I'd go for Harry Kane, and I'd go for a left-footed right winger. Because that right wing, because last season, if you shut down Vinicius and Benzema, you won the game effectively. Man City did that; they won the game. They need someone else from that right-hand side. Rodrigo's not ready. Plus, if you go and get someone for that side, Rodrigo can deputize for Vinicius, so Vinicius can get more of a rest as well.
Yeah, which is why until he signed his deal, I was always scared about Mo because they had a base in their team that actually Mo actually fits.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe even Arsenal were a little bit worried with the Saka thing when he weren't looking like he was signing because again, plays the same position. So therefore, do you get what I'm saying?
But
like,
you know who they are looking at, right?
No, I haven't even
Diaby.
paid. Oh, are they? Oh, well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Vinicius, Kane, and Diaby.
Yeah, that's a good front three, man.
Kane's laughing, bro.
Yeah, he's eating good.
Because Kane decides game by game whether he does false 9 or traditional 9 with those two.
They'll make the overlaps. They'll get goals like Son does and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it would be.
I still don't see Kane leaving England yet, though.
Nah, I don't even mean this disrespectfully. He's just an idiot. because he just keeps concentrating on his top goal scorer thing so much that he's not thinking about the greater of his career. I'm sorry, Cal, records get broken, man. He broke Rooney's England record. We didn't think that would go. And now, imagine if Rooney's whole existence depended on being England's top goal scorer. Now someone just come and taking it. Like, seriously, Kane, man, stop being so obsessed with getting that top goal scorer thing. That at the end of the day, it doesn't truly matter if you didn't win trophies as well. Like, what if he goes Man United and he does get it, but he just gets one FA Cup or something before he retires? Whoop-de-doo, man. Nobody's going to care, bro.
Can I ask, though, if Kane went to Real Madrid and won a Champions League but didn't break the English record, would it justify it, or would it make him an even better player? Because look, I think
100% it'll make him better.
I already think Kane goes down in the history as one of the best strikers we've seen in this country. Like,
he's got the England record, for example.
No,
so he is
about the
already
England record though.
But to Harry Kane, it means a lot though. So at least he's already got a prestigious record that will be a lot harder to break than the Premier League one. Let's be honest, brother. Like, I think it'll be harder to break his England record than if Haaland stays at City for like 6 years. He breaks that bloody Premier League one, bro. Like straight away.
Here's the thing, though. Shearer won just the Premier League, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think he won an FA Cup. You know,
so,
I think he got to the final and lost.
But look how highly revered Shearer is. No one really speaks about that Prem title. We know he's got it, but no one really speaks about it. They always go loyal as F, love Newcastle. At Southampton, he got a bad injury, which took his pace away, but he adapted his game and was still sick. We always just speak about him as the player. We don't ever really speak about that trophy.
But you know why? I think that's for two reasons. One, everyone loves his loyalty to Newcastle and that he made that decision without thinking about all this other stuff. Because back then it was a lot more loved than it is now. Now people say you're not ambitious. Back then people just loved your loyalty. And two, I think it's because everybody knows he's got the England record that backs him up, that makes him an England and a Premier League legend. And I think the thing is, that's why he's not involved in a lot of conversations. Because even though people might put the honourable mention in, I'm always surprised that they will talk about the Van Nistelrooys and the Henrys and all that before they'll bring Shearer into the conversation. Like, you'll be quite surprised how much people can sometimes forget Shearer in conversations. They'll go, well, Shearer's got the record, but I remember when this and this. And they'll talk about a lot more strikers than they do Shearer.
I'll be honest. I think it's 4 players in the conversation. I think it's Aguero, Henry, Shearer, and Kane in the conversation. Everyone else is a tier below. Shout out to Andy. Andy Cole's the one who's overlooked.
But I was gonna say Van Nistelrooy. I think Drogba. Like, I think there's a lot of strikers that go into that.
I don't think anyone puts them in the category of a Shearer and Henry. And
I kind of think they do, you know. Like, I don't know. Maybe
Andy Cole's the one that's the most overlooked. I still don't understand that.
Yeah. Cole does get massive. I mean, you got to say York's getting overlooked if Cole's getting overlooked.
Not as much, bro. Cole, have you seen Cole's record, bro? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
He's second, right? Or is Kane now second?
I don't know. You know, I don't actually.
Let me quickly Google it.
But anyway, I think if Shearer had gone Man United and had won like 7 Prems and all that kind of stuff, I think he would be above Henry. You know, honestly, I think the lack of trophies does get involved in the conversation when people don't rate Shearer as highly as they do one or two others. I think if Shearer goes Man United and he's got like 4 FA Cups, 7 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, and all of that, and then that goal scoring record, I think they do put him above Shearer. You know, above Henry. You know, I think they do. I think the lack of trophies is why a lot of people don't put him above Henry and have him in more conversations with people like Drogba and people like that who do get compared to him.
The reason I don't think he can go above Henry because Henry just transcended the game for me, bro. In the sense of he was a mad goal threat, but he could change a game all by himself. There was a season he was top goal scorer and top assist maker. That's kind of mad. He's doing what Salah's doing now, but he was doing that back then.
Henry's a better player than Shearer. There's absolutely no two ways about it. But just imagine if everything Man United won in the time Shearer was at Newcastle had still been won, but he was part of it and banging in all the goals. He'd probably have more goals on that list. He'd probably be in the 300s. And not only that, I think he would get put above Henry. Because a lot of people weigh heavy with trophies when they're having this conversation. I think that's wrong. But it does really get like, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why I really don't get put in a conversation with Messi's and that kind of thing, because he doesn't quite have as many trophies in his catalogue as those
It's hard
guys
to get
do.
put in a conversation with Messi and Ronaldo, though, to be fair, because their longevity just.
I know, but
It's
I
not just
think
the longevity. It's the consistency with the longevity. That's just crazy.
it is. Henry's better than Ronaldo, though, in my opinion.
You just, I'm not even going to tip that
Yeah,
can of worms.
I know them CR7 fanboys are out there. I think Henry's better than Ronaldo than Cristiano. That's just my opinion. But you know, again, I think it is more about the stardom and the amount of trophies that will always do it. But anyway, to bring it back, let's not shake that bush. To bring it back,
you already shook it, bro.
I dropped the bomb and ran
You
off.
just
Bro.
lit the match and dashed it in the petrol station and gone.
Yeah, right.
Let's not watch the fire, though.
But to bring it back round and to bring it full circle back after the little tangent that was necessary, back to the situation. And so, Mo,
No.
can you see any logic now based on what we did as to why it's more scary to? Because I'll ask you this then, based on what we just said, do you think that FSG would actually listen to offers of that amount?
All right, here's the thing, and this is where I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and this is where I'll be completely honest with you. I can sit here and tell you it doesn't bother me when people make certain comments. You see, when people in the comment section say things like Cal wants Klopp out, it's so obvious, but he just won't say it, or people say it's so obvious that Cal's FSG, it does wind me up. I could sit here and tell you it doesn't wind me up. It does wind me up because I don't like people lying on me. But one thing I have to be is consistent, in my opinion. But as much as I dislike, in fact, as much as I hate these owners being Liverpool owners, what I don't want to do is start creating narratives or making up lies on them. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When it comes to transfers, I think that is down to Klopp. And I know Klopp ain't. Now hear me out. And I know Klopp ain't selling Salah for no love, for no money. So that's why I'm not concerned. There's never been an instant where we've had an offer for a player and FSG have gone, we're stepping in and accepting this offer.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You're right.
They've actually never done that. And the Coutinho, as much as we can't lean on history for stuff that they've done that's bad and use it as a barometer for the future, and not lean on stuff from the history that they've done well and use it as a barometer. But when we had the offer for Suarez, they activated the release clause. They went on Twitter and said, what are they smoking over at the Emirates? And they rejected the offer, bro. Do you know how brazy that is to reject a release clause?
No, bro, I'm not gonna lie. That is some gangster shit.
No, it's brazy, Drift. It's really brazy. That's like me putting a house up for sale and saying it's worth 400k. Someone comes in with 400k and £1, and I go, nah. No. You'd be like, but we've matched what I don't care, we're not doing it. Like, that's brazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time. The Coutinho, that summer of Coutinho, we had offers galore. They could have gone above Klopp and gone, we're going to sell for 100 mil. They said they didn't do it. It was only when Coutinho came out in January and said, look, I'm either not playing or I'm going. Then for me, it's out of the owner's hands. You can't, for me, you can't blame the owners. You can't blame Klopp. The player
I don't blame the owners for Coutinho. That was him. That was the player.
What I will say about the owners, when it comes to transfers, bro, they don't get involved like that. There's never been an instant.
But would this money not be the type of thing? What would worry me is, let's just say we go on the 250.
Mane wanted to leave the season before. We had offers for Mane. Klopp asked Mane to stay for another season. He stayed. The owners could have sold. Salah, I'm pretty sure Salah's had offers since he's been here. The owners have never wavered. I don't think the owners get involved with stuff like that. Origi had offers, bro. When Origi had just come off the back of winning us the Champions League, we could have sold Origi then. The owners could have stepped in. And dare I say, the reason why the owners don't step in is because they don't know enough about the club and the players to know when to and when not to step in. Like that's a good thing and a bad thing.
So what if let's say for argument's sake, it's George and a few other people, and not necessarily the owners. The owners have just give the green light, and these guys sit down with Klopp and they say, "Look, as much as I know that you want Mo, and we would love for Mo to be here, bro," and they do what we just did, and George goes, "Bro, look what I can get you if you let
Who's
me take
George,
this
bro?
Schmacker."
Oh, Jörg. Bro.
Huh?
It's Jörg.
Is it Jörg?
Yeah, it's Jörg.
It, I
Smacker
thought it was,
all on the
oh
floor.
yeah, I remember you said you have to smell it, you have to
Yeah.
pronounce it. Oh right, yeah, all right,
Did
yeah,
you
yeah.
like George? I was thinking, George. What, Akeelia?
Oh yeah, so my man. Yeah, anyone who's confused, yeah. So all right. So let's go down. Let's say Schmacker is like Jurgen. Look what I can do if you just let me take this 250 that we're being offered. You've got to think that maybe even Klopp himself, being a smart person, might look at what we just did. Like I would swap Rice with Caicedo in your list, but everyone else pretty much I'm down for. Like I'm not gonna lie, Cal, as much as I adore Mo and I agree with you, so no. If you put that list down, I just got Anastasia, I got who did we put right back at? We got Kyle Walker Peters, we put Dembele, we got Sobozalai, we got Kone.
I'm gonna be real with you, Drift. You're not
Bro,
gonna like me saying this, and this gonna sound like I'm being as childish as ever. But I'm at a point now where I kind of don't care. If Klopp went back and was like, "Yeah, do it," I'd want Klopp out as well. Klopp's meant to be going to Schmacker and going, "Yeah, that's nice and pretty. Go and get me the money without selling Salah, so I can get that list." That's your job.
In a perfect, but we
that should be
that's
the
when we
only
can't
road.
avoid the ownership conversation of they're never going to allow that much.
No, but then Klopp needs to do something about it. But if Klopp sat there and accepted that, I'd want Klopp out as well because his ambition doesn't match what I want Liverpool to be. As much as I love the guy, as much as I think he's great, but I want winners.
But what if he was using common sense and looking at the scenario of how much of a no, in the sense that look how much of a turnaround and a pivotal point in a good way the Coutinho sale was. So in order to be funding what he would see as the 2.0 version of that, he would see, you know what, Salah has to be the sacrifice this time, the way Coutinho was.
Coutinho.
No, but what I'm saying is he saw the better good of it in the end, even though he was annoyed of it at the time. I think everybody knows the fact that we was able to heavily invest in the areas of the pitch we did, that and we went on to win everything. It was a natural sacrifice that now seems like it was a good idea, right?
That even more reason for him to be going to Schmacker and saying, "I did this because we sold Coutinho. Now go and get me that stuff without having to sell Salah."
But we know that money wouldn't be available.
I'm gonna be so real with you, Drift. If our
owners ain't never given us that.
If I found out or heard through the grapevine Klopp was all right with it, I want him gone. And I love the guy. I want ambition, but I want a manager who's gonna challenge these owners. Or else, what are you here for? What are you here for? I'm at a point now, Drift. I want to see dirty laundry now.
Nah.
No, Drift. You can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs, bro. And there's no point packing stuff in the washing machine if it ain't dirty. Drift, we need a reset. We need a reset, bro.
Nah, no, Cal, but would you take a shit in a public toilet that didn't have a door on it?
If I really needed to go, Drift, yeah, I'll cover up my dick, bro. I'll cover up my dick, bro.
No, bro.
I'm gonna be real. No, I'm at a point now, Drift, where I don't care about how the club looks to the outside. Do you know why, bro? Because everyone will forget about that in 5-6 months when we're winning stuff. I don't care anymore.
But we could end up
like
owners
Man United, have got away with stuff for too long, and Klopp's letting them. But shall I tell you what it's like? It's like having a naughty child, bro, and you're a parent. I'm not saying kids can't be naughty with good parents, but you're clearly a parent that is letting them get away with stuff, and everyone around you is going, "You need to step in now because this child's getting out of control, like before it leads to something else." Bruv, sometimes you need to step in. Sometimes you need to do that publicly. Bruv, this needs to be done. I'm sick of Klopp.
But it is different.
Drift. I'm sick of Klopp shielding these lot. I'm sick of these lot having protection from the fan base. I'm sick of it all. This summer's the summer where I turn into a villain, bro. It is as that. It's as real as that. Forget about devil's advocate. This is me now, bro. I'm done with the crap. They've been here for 12 years. Klopp's been here for how many years? I'm not satisfied with just one of each of everything. This ain't Woolworths pick and mix, bro. I want a full batch. No, Drift. I've suffered through the Hodgson days. I've suffered when Roy Evans was here and we were spending money, silly money. but still weren't winning anything. I'm done with that nonsense when Rafa's here, busting his ass, doing stuff for Hillsborough behind the scenes, and we've got Cowboys. I'm done with having Hodgson here. I'm done with having to bring Kenny in as a stopgap. I'm done with this whole car salesman Rogers stuff with under FSG. We've got Klopp now, who's proven everything. If you can't back him now, piss off. If you can't stand up as Klopp,
bro.
no, but if you can't stand up as Jurgen Klopp and go, I'm Jurgen Klopp, beat my chest and I've won this, look what I am, either you do this or I'm out in you, then go. Because you know what I'm loyal to, Drift? Look down where your nipple is on the left-hand side of your body, bro. That's what I'm loyal to. So unless Klopp and FSG get their S sorted out, then miss me out, bro. Because this is the season where I turn into a villain, bro. I'm done.
I agree with the majority of what you're saying, but I still don't
done.
want us to become a dirty laundry club.
I do.
Man United and Tottenham have embarrassed themselves a lot with that stuff, and I don't want my club to be a laughing stock. I totally hear where you're coming from, bro, but I don't want my club being the club that's got all of these like player arguments with the manager and it looks all silly and bust-ups in training and like all. I don't want that unrest. So I totally get where you're coming from.
We won't have all of that. All we'll have is a manager speaking about the owners. And you know what that will do, Drift? That will galvanize the fan base and say, right, we have concrete evidence now to go and attack these owners to get them out of the club.
But you can't back a man
that can do that.
You can't back a man who does that. You have to get rid of him. That's just male pride. It's just the way the world works.
All right, cool. Klopp goes then, and what happens next? We burn the place down, figuratively, obviously. We burn the place down.
No, but it would have still happened. It would have still happened, though, brother. We'll be back to square one again, bro.
Cracking eggs, bro. You've got to make some mess sometimes to be able to cook.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want it to become
and look, I get it. But you also know what I'm like as a person, bro. I'm calm, but when stuff needs to happen, you know what I'm like, bro. And I'm at that point now.
I agree. I just don't want it to be public. I don't mind him burning the place down from the inside and we hear rumblings, but I don't want him sitting in press conferences and all that stuff and just bad mouthing the owners, getting some hostile situation breaking out where it's obvious that he's going to get sacked. And then we're like, what the fuck are we going to do now? And I know there's a lot of people who will Klopp out, so they'll be loving it. But I think anybody who's really sensible knows, where do we go from Klopp, really? Because it's not like they're going to sack Klopp and spend money. They'll bring in another yes man.
So all right. So what happens then? So do we just keep on having yes men?
This is why I'm so worried with them owning our club, bro.
Because we need to get them out by any means necessary. We need to get them out.
Cal, they'll just replace the guy who's talking about them and bring in a yes man, bro. They're not gonna. It's not gonna change anything.
The yes man ain't gonna come to Liverpool if Klopp speaks out and goes, "These are the parameters."
And then we just suffer, bro. Look at Tottenham, bro. It will just get worse and worse.
I'm not being funny. Sometimes you got to suffer, Drift, so you can actually build yourself back up. Look at Newcastle fans, bro. Mike Ashley, they had to suffer. Now look at them.
Cal, with all due respect, I never want to be those 10 years of Mike Ashley in Newcastle. I don't care even if there is a rainbow.
We've had 12 years of FSG.
No. Do you remember how bad Newcastle got, bro?
No, of course I do,
they went down, bro. They got relegated.
I hear you, Drift.
I'm not taking what they've got now, but I had to go through what they went through.
And this is what I mean, Drift. We're too soft as a fan base then. We're too soft as a fan base.
Nah, bro, I just can't deal with that, bro. Well, I don't want to be involved in relegation battles and all that shit.
Cool. Bro. Well, good luck to you for the next 12 years with FSG then, bro, because they ain't going unless something's done. Unless something gets done, they ain't going, bro.
No, but I think we could get rid of them without it being at the detriment of Klopp.
No, we can't.
I think the riots and the taking the money out their pocket by not buying merchandise and all that kind of stuff would hit them a lot more.
Someone else will do it. Someone else will buy it.
No, I'm saying if we
don't go to games, if we don't buy kits, you don't think there's someone else who's who's a large and a medium who's going to pick up the shirts?
Of course, bro. I'm talking about as a fan base if we did it. The way Newcastle did, you know, the way everybody at Newcastle was like, no, Mike Ashley, you got to go. If we did that as a fan base, we could do that without Klopp having to be the martyr take the. We could, bro. We're just not going to because we're too big of a fan base for it to get everybody in the same direction. But I'm saying it would be a better way to get rid of them than to make Klopp be the martyr. Then when Klopp goes, all they do is they bring in another Brendan Rodgers and we just get worse. They don't spend money and then we just go backwards. That's what will happen.
All right.
Unless they change, We're
So
fucked.
for all the fans out there that take Klopp at his word, if Klopp comes out this summer and goes, I don't need another midfielder. I've got McAllister and I've got Tyler Moore coming back and all that.
Even I would start to be questioning if that was what he actually said. And there'd still be a part of me that'd be like, oh my God, he's actually covering from these lot. But it would get to the point where I'd then agree with you of like, no, you're destroying your own reputation now because of this shit. Like, you should be saying something. But we've got to wait and see if anything crazy like that happens first. Because I'm not even going to let my mind...
already, bro, where we're
I don't... No, bro. If I start hearing Tyler Morton's getting first team games and all that stuff, bro, I'm going to lose it in a different fashion, bro. So we'll cross that bridge if and when the opportunity arises, bro. So
I'm here to be a villain now, bro. I'm sick of being nice about this. I am. I'm sick. I want my club back from these lot. I want my club.
No, I'm come on, mate. You already done now. I'm on that wave, bro. But to finish it, you know, so we're both in the agreement that Mo leaving is an extremely bad idea, whichever way you want to spin it.
It's the worst idea.
Just to finish it off before I just quickly touch on that Rice thing, 1 second before we do leave the people, make sure you smash that like button, people, subscribing if you're new. Big up yourself for watching. Mo Salah, does he say yes to an £80 million thing? And we got a Coutinho scenario where it's not even about us anymore. He wants to go.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
I think he's one of the only players in the world who knows that will potentially be there for him in next year, the year after, and the year after that.
Okay.
So and I think by this time, God willing, he doesn't pick up an injury or anything, which could derail that.
Yeah. I think. Okay. And to just finish off, we spoke about it a little bit, but this Declan Rice thing, bro, the fact that we haven't got involved, because I know we spoke about it a little bit when we're doing the whole fantasy thing, but because he is a homegrown player, because he is a player in a position in the field that we need to strengthen in, not even, because here's the thing, bro, I said this today during the Daily News Show, which is so annoying. I'm looking at this from a point of view that's even outside of what you are. Or maybe you are, but we just haven't spoken about it. Because you just think he's just an absolute bad boy player. So you want him and you've been talking about...
He can also cover centre-back. Is that what you're going to say?
Not just centre-back. He's also very flexible within the midfield, even if you don't even add the fact that he can play centre-back. And you know what as well, bro? I would go out on a limb and say, I even think he could comfortably play and a right-sided centre-back in a free. Even if you wanted to do the inverted thing. I just think he just got that level of quality about him that if you wanted to have him as the right-sided centre-back in a back three, play him in the auxiliary centre-back role just like because like there's a crisis, or 8 and 6, which I think he plays almost as well. I know he's better in the 6, but I think he plays them both extremely well. I don't even understand why the logic doesn't say to you, you throw in the homegrown thing and you throw in the age. I don't even know, honestly, you're... I know it's just going to annoy you even more. Why have we not in any way, shape or form looked at this? Because Declan Rice to Liverpool actually makes more sense than Jude Bellingham to Liverpool. If you really think about it, it actually does. For all the things we just spoke about, the flexibility, the fact that he can fill the multiple positions, etc., etc. He actually makes more sense, bro.
We should have gone for Declan Rice last summer. We should have gone for Manu Kone last summer. Should have gone for Szoboszlai last summer. Everything should have happened a year ago or 2 years ago. And we're here now. We've been priced out of a move for Declan Rice. And I get it, because we all said that it makes more sense going for Thuram, Kone, and McAllister as opposed to just Bellingham. The same has to apply to Rice to an extent. Bellingham is way less versatile and flexible. And he's way behind Rice in his development as well. Plus Rice is Prem-proof. Everyone likes to throw this Prem-proven stuff about as well. Plus,
I mean, the real issue, Cal, was we should have been spending money on those players and Bellingham. That's what the real issue was. It should be Bellingham and Kone and Kefram. Now, we should be able to do that shit.
For me, if you had gone and got Rice and one other centre midfielder this summer, I wouldn't have been over the moon because of the lack of quantity, but I'd get it. I would get it. Because Rice, for me, is a game... Like, Rice going to City when they've already got Rodri. They could play Rice or Rodri in the 6. They could play Rice and Rodri in a double pivot. They could play Rodri in the 6, Rice in the 8. Like
Declan Rice even replaces Stones in this inverted centre-back scenario now.
I forgot about that.
Or they've got rotation within that same flexible... At the moment, They're looking at it like if Stones is injured, we can't do this. Bro, if they get Declan Rice, they can still do that even if Stones isn't available.
He does it better than Stones. How about that?
Bro, it is real scary, the thought of Declan Rice going to them. And I'm hearing what makes it even sweeter is that as long as the player agrees, they're even willing to offer Phillips to make West Ham feel less like they're even like, because we got Phillips at West Ham level is baller. Like he might not have quite been able to cut at the Man City level, but at West Ham level, he is a baller, bro.
And he's got a point to prove now as well.
So if they get 100 mil plus Phillips, bruv, West Ham are laughing out of this.
I don't think it'll be both. I don't think it'll 100 unless it's on loan.
Or even 80 plus both, bro.
I mean, they could do it on loan. They could send him on loan
with a view to a permanent for 40 mil or something next year or something like that. Like what, bro? Whatever way you want to spin it, West Ham probably come out of this the most advantageous. Really, that if they get a player to replace him of a very good quality and they get all that money in the bank, like, bro,
if City
so that's
go
why
and do what they look like. If City go and get Rice, Gvardiol, and another player or two, it's done. League's done for next couple of years again.
Yeah, it's actually upsetting, isn't it?
Like league's actually done for a couple of years again.
I mean, there are rumors that they're going to have 1 or 2 players more that they might need to replace, which could be an issue. I know they've got the money, but if Bernardo Silva and Mahrez both do go Saudi Arabia, for example, that's quality you just don't find. So, like, there is some issues that
find it though. That's the problem, just they will find it, and
but that is easier said than done. Even for a team that's got money like they are, Mahrez and Bernardo Silva is a level of quality. I don't even really know how you find it. Really,
they'll find a way, Drew.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that is real quality that's walking out the door on top of Gundogan. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think it could be a bit harder than people think. They would obviously still be the favourites, and they've got the money and the manager to be able to do it. But I don't know if it's as easy as people are realising to replace Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, and Mahrez all in one window. That's a lot of quality, guaranteed quality walking out of the door that have all been consistent performers and very important players in their success. That's a bit harder to just to fix than I think people are realising. But again, if there's any team that can do it and any manager that can do it, it's City and Pep in it. So, like, you know. But what it would say though, bro, is if anyone takes advantage like Arsenal did this year, but you don't give them the back in, you could win the league. Because I still think they might have a bit of a slow start if they've got that many new players trying to get used to the way. Because, bro, we got to be honest. If you look at Grealish as an example and a lot of other players, you don't just get the Pep thing straight away, you know.
Apart from Grealish, you are struggled though.
Not struggled, but like they weren't great straight away. Ake, Stones. You can look at a lot of players who are amazing now. Diaz is one of the only guys I remember coming in and just being great straight away. Quite a few of the players have always needed. I mean, Haaland, obviously.
Laporte was great straight away as well. Mahrez was pretty much great straight away. Bernardo was great straight away.
No, I think Bernardo took about a year to get used to what Pep wanted.
No, he didn't, bro.
Even Mahrez, I think when he really got in his stride, I think it was the second year. I don't think it was the first year.
I think the Grealish one was just an anomaly. Pep players don't really.
No, but not even just Grealish. I think Rodri. I think there are quite a few players who it took them a season or so before they really got what Pep wanted out of them. Stones, like I don't think everybody just goes there and they're just, you know what I mean? Like maybe there are some that the system is easy to get used to, but I think those guys who we want specific things from, it takes a bit. Like even Aguero took a year to adjust, and he was already at the club. Like I think it is do you know what I mean? Pep systems, are more difficult than most to get used to. So if you bring 3 or 4 players in, it's not a guarantee that they are all. So you might be able to take advantage at the beginning of the year where they might be drawing or dropping points, and it's like you got like Arsenal did. It's just Arsenal couldn't keep the advantage because Man City gave Arsenal the chance to win the league. Let's be honest, they did by their poor start to the season. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal just weren't able to. Again, if that had been Liverpool any other season than this year, Man City just know they can't come back in and win the league with ease. Do you know what I mean? Like, if any of other Liverpool teams had that lead Arsenal had, it's done. We won the league. Like, it's a wrap. So maybe, if they do, but again, back to the Rice thing to wrap up. It's crazy to me that we're not going for a player of that caliber and we're just sitting around. But yeah, anything else you want to say about the Salah thing or the Rice thing before we take the people out, bro?
I'm a villain now, Drew. I'm a product of my environment. I'm a villain now.
I hear you, bro. So basically, this is you now.
Yeah, that's me now. That's me, bro.
Oh man, flipping out, bro. You just gotta laugh in it, otherwise you'll cry, bro.
Hates this. I just hate seeing my club like this, man.
I know.
We had the world in our hands and then we just fumbled it, man. That's what hurts the most.
FSG, pull your finger out, man. Seriously,
And
man.
Jurgen Klopp, get some balls, man.
But there you have it, people. Pick up your damn selves. If you didn't know already, the reason why we are doing this as well is we are now officially moving our Friday calling show to the end of the month. From this moment moving forward, guys, it will be every last Friday of the month. I mean, we love doing this show. We really do. But I know people are going to want a little bit of context. We are family men. We do have to, we give up our Friday every Friday. We've been doing it for 2 years, which I can't believe. When you lot made me realize it was 2 years, I thought, mad. But we don't want to lose the show. We love the show. But we're going to give you guys these epic 3, 4, 5 hour shows. They cannot be regularly anymore. They just can't. So big up everyone who's looked forward to the show. Apologies that it won't be happening. Hopefully you still enjoyed this show. We'll be doing a lot more stuff like this for you. Fridays won't go empty-handed. It just won't be the calling show. And then we will be moving previews to Fridays, live previews. So you'll still be getting us live on Fridays when the season starts. It will just be the last Friday of every month now for the calling show. And I think it just makes the show a bit more special for you guys as well, that, you get to have that build up and that wait for that moment where you can come and talk with us and,
Plus being in Europa as well. Being in Europa has switched stuff around. As well.
It's massively, switch things around, guys. But hopefully you lot will enjoy the other shows we'll be bringing you guys as well. And again, the show's not being removed. It's just going to be every last Friday, which conveniently is next Friday. So you haven't got to wait long for the next one. But just to let you guys know, moving forward, that will be the situation. So until Monday from as of now, but keep an eye obviously on the channel, because over the weekend, if anything breaks, we'll be here right away, boom, to talk about it. And members over the weekend, look forward to a members video coming out as well. Members, big up yourselves to all the members. And if you want to become a member, guys, the link is in the description. Make sure you go and hit that. And for the members as well, we have a new tier that will be coming soon, and there's going to be a little fun package involved in that for you guys to look forward to as well. So there's a little adjustment and some upgrades on the members that are going to be coming in as well. So stay tuned for that, people. Until next time, big up your damn selves. Love as always. We're out, man. Peace.